What's happening, everyone? Welcome to GBALL Vision. Tonight we're going to be talking about 5 XL size knives that are perfect for an EDC. We'll start off with the Vlastied Gator. Now this is a fairly new offering from Vlastied, and they did an excellent job on this design, executing all of the materials and the build. We'll start off with the blade. You have a nice satin Wharncliffe 14C 28M blade, going to be nice and tough, good edge retention, corrosion resistance, a very tough steel as well. You have multi-deployments with the thumb studs, little mini fuller there, and you have a front and rear flipper. They all work pretty well. I would say Vlastied is a big time fan of multi-deploying knives, and this one is very well executed on all fronts. It does have frag micarta. This one is black. You do have a copper pivot collar. It gives it a little pop of color, makes it look a little gentlemanly, even though it is a 9-inch overall knife. It gives it that kind of nice little aesthetic there. You do have a deep carry steel rollover clip that's been recessed, and the screws are recessed as well. They give you a nice filler tab, which means you can carry this lefty. Excellent job from Vlastied. I cannot stand when a company doesn't throw in a little filler tab, i.e. the new Civivi Cubit. Why not throw in just a G10 filler tab or some sort of filler tab? It just cleans it up, makes it look 100 times better. Vlastied keeps the branding to a minimum as well. Just a small little Vlastied there by the tang of the blade, and then you have your steel choice. And they do put the name of the knife up there real small, but at least it's not on the middle of the blade like some companies do. Vlastied is definitely headed in the right direction. This is a great overbuilt EDC right here. Next up, we have the CJRB Tigress. Now, this is an oldie, but a goodie, in my opinion. Especially if you're looking for something that won't break the bank. This is coming in CJRB Artisan Cutlery's proprietary steel, ARPM9. And this is one of my first experiences with that steel, and I've beaten the crap out of this knife at work and just carrying it like a normal EDC knife. It's really not that heavy for as big as it is. You do have G10 handles, nice sheep's foot blade. It's going to be a good working blade, good EDC blade, all around great knife. Flipper tab for deployment. You can reverse flick just off that big old blade sticking out there, and you can thumb flick it as well. So it's not multi-deployment, but you can reverse flick. You got plenty of blade sticking out there to do the thumb or reverse flick. Good ergos. You do have this very pronounced flipper tab coming out, so that will act as a guard there if you get into something real heavy duty. That will act as a nice little guard there. They give you a aluminum red accented pivot collar, blue G10 on an overlay of black G10. It looks pretty spiffy. Then they give you a aluminum red anodized backspacer that integrates into a lanyard hole there. This is not a reversible clip, but it is a deep carry rollover clip that they did recess the screws, and the clip's not really recessed, but there's plenty of room in there to get in most pants. It is a liner lock, very unique liner lock actually, and the action is very good with the CJRB Tigress, and I believe they come in right around 45 bucks, so it's a pretty good value if you're looking for an overbuilt XL size knife that can do the job. Next up, we have the Benchmade Adamus, the full-size Adamus. I tried to keep a broad range of prices and just different locks and that whole sort of thing, just trying to keep it different. The Benchmade Adamus comes in crew wear. Yes, crew wear, going to be very tough. It is coated, so the corrosion resistance will be very good, and it has decent edge retention as well. This is a thumb stud only knife. Now you can use the access lock to deploy the knife and then obviously close the knife with the access lock. This is definitely overbuilt XL size knife. I absolutely love this Benchmade. It was one of the last Benchmades that I bought, and they just did an excellent job on this one. The only thing that when it came was the factory edge wasn't the greatest. It had a good working edge, but as far as, you know, and it's not meant to be a slicer, so it's not really a knock. The edge was a good working edge, but it didn't come real fine. Nothing that a stropping up didn't just take care of. You do have Benchmade's deep carry rollover clip there. The screws or the clip is not recessed, but you have plenty of room in there to get this in and out of most pockets. Heavy duty G10 handles with some thick steel liners that have been milled out. So it is a little heavier, but it's not as heavy as it could be. It actually carries very well for how big of a knife that it is. I absolutely love this knife. It is broken in very well because it has bronzed washers instead of bearings. This is something that will take being in a dirty environment a lot better than something with bearings. As soon as bearings get dirty or get something in them, granules of dirt or sand or what have you, brick dust, anything like that, they start to get real gritty and can be very hard to open or close. Washers are going to kind of eliminate that. It might get a little gritty in there, but it should still be pretty fluid to open and close. Very well done from Benchmade. This isn't a cheap knife, but you're getting good American-made quality here with the crew wear. You get a lifetime warranty. Benchmade, you know, they're going in the wrong direction as far as their pricing concerns. I've heard it from a lot of people, but going back on some of their older models, they killed a lot of their older models, did such a phenomenal job. I hope they turn the corner, get back to doing things like this and the Super Freak, and keeping the price at a reasonable area. They're getting a little too far off base with some of their stuff, but the Benchmade Adamus, definitely one to take a look at if you want a premium XL size knife that can pretty much do anything that you would want it to. That drop point blade, got a nice swedge going to the tip, going to be very tough and do pretty much anything you would need it to do. Next up, we have the Megaron Accri. Now this bad boy is a front flipper only, but this is more of a budget offering from Megaron. They dabble in the budget area, but they also dabble in the $150 to like $250 area, and they nail every area that they put a knife out in. They do a very good job. This is one of their semi-older models. It's not too old, but they do, for their price and how they build their knives, they do such a phenomenal job. This is a stone-washed 14C 28N blade, drop point, very well done, nice crown spine, pretty thick blade stock as well, but it comes down nice and fine. You're going to be able to do a lot of poking tasks, draw cuts, slicing tasks. You have a nice neutral G10 handle, be able to grip this in a bunch of different ways and be very comfortable. There is no choil or 50-50 choil or anything. You'll be able to get right up behind that edge though, due to how the handle is shaped. They do have a couple different flavors of this one. The front flipper is done very well. They have the jimps coming over the top. Works very, very good for just a front flipper only. Typically not my jam as far as just being a front flipper only, but the size, the materials, and the price of this knife sold me. Not only all that, but you get a titanium milled clip, deep carry clip, very well done from Megaron. You get a G10 backspacer. Love what Megaron and AM8 are doing now. They have just kept going up the mountain and they keep doing a phenomenal job, and I'm excited to see what they do next because they have been putting out some killer models in the budget range and in the premium range. We have one more left. This is the Trevisa Link, Trevisa UMA 05, not the Lynx. Now, this is a nasty little Warncliffe blade. I absolutely love this knife. I was able to catch this exact version on a nice sale. This has a machine satin S35 VN blade. So pokey. I took this to work a bunch of times when I first got it, and it did a very good job. It slices well. You can do a bunch of different cuts with it, draw cuts, getting in behind strapping, cutting rope. You got that nice long blade. You can see some wear and tear on the blade there. One reason that I was attracted to this upon seeing the design and being able to get it for the price that I did is this thumb disc. It's really unique. I don't think I have any other knives with a thumb disc like this. It's just cool to have something different and something different that works. I can really appreciate that. And you have a nice little minimal flipper there. You can push button it. You can do the light switch. All works very well. Trevisa, the couple of knives I've gotten from them, they have been good. Good to go. This is a titanium bolster here with a marbled carbon fiber inlay, and they keep the branding to a minimum. They just have their little logo here on the pivot. Perfectly acceptable with me. And then all they have on the back is very small. Right there under the thumb disc is the steel marking. Fingerprint magnet this is, but that's how satin blades work. The only thing that left me desiring anything on this knife was the pocket clip, but they do recess the pocket clip, and you know, not everything has to be ultra deep carry, and I didn't expect this or need this to be deep carry, but you know, you got the titanium bolster, the marble carbon fiber inlay. They could have went with something else to make this a little more premium looking. Even if it was a steel clip, you know, I don't know how much more of a cost it would have been to throw on like a titanium clip like Megaron does here. This knife is like sub 60 bucks. So I mean, throwing on a titanium clip, I don't think it would have cost much more, but even a nice steel clip, even though this goes with the flow of the design and it works well, just aesthetically, I wish they would have done something a little different. It is stone washed, so it looks good. The Trevisa UMA 05 though, definitely a nice XL size knife. I think the blade is well over 3.5 inches. Yeah, you're getting almost 4 inches of blade there. Definitely a nice pokey slicer from Trevisa. That'll do it, guys, for 5 XL knives. If you're still here, thank you, love you. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.